Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Well, thank you for joining us for the final segment of the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. You can find out more by going to donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com. You can actually join us in the Vault Media Studios right here, our custom-built studios right here at SKYLINE Home Loans off of Turney Road. We're your local direct lender now since 1985, not the new kids on the block, and we're accountable to you. We all live here, love here, play here. And we've done the show just to make sure that we reach out and help as many of you with the dream of homeownership as possible.
Okay, so let's talk for 1 second. We do love here, live here, play here, and so we give back. And
Yes.
So this week we had the chili cook-off, and that was a blast. We had a great time. Next week, though, we do have the trike race, and that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, we have adult trike races. How goofy is that going to be?
Yeah.
April 1st, it's at 1 o'clock. At the Wolf Creek Brewery.
Right. So adult tricycle races and beer. How does that sound to you?
Sounds like a bad combination to me. I think you should wear your helmet.
Probably.
The one you used to wear going to school.
Oh, boy.
In the short bus. And then April 15th.
Never give this guy any space.
April 15th, Grill Master, sir.
Yeah, I get to fire up the grill again with Kevin, my cohort on that. And we've been planning out this year, instead of tri-tip, we have a choice of beef for the chef so that we can all focus on our skill sets. And so I'll have some Argentine cuts of beef if you come out on the April 15th.
Argentinian boy.
Yeah, it should be fun. Should be a great time. So Kevin and I are going to go out and plot and plan and make sure we get it all dialed in. And we might have to have some tastings on the upcoming right before.
If we have to. All right, for our final segment, if you were here with our previous segment, we had the pleasure, and it's really nice because these are very, very busy people, very important people to SKYLINE Home Loans. Our COO of Sales and Capital Market, Mr. Dave Brown. Thank you for being with us, buddy.
It's great.
He's really trying to promote you every single time.
I keep trying. Yes. It just sounds good.
He should be in sales. Right?
And then we have our COO of Operations and Risk, Marty Tromley. Very important people because we have sales and operations. And what's nice about SKYLINE, it is a unique company that why Gino and I have chosen to stay and are very proud. It's really, I'm going to hit Marty up on this one. Actually, both of you guys can chime in on this because you both deal with sales and operations, but it's really about the people. Our people are amazing top to bottom. I mean, we brag about why you're with them. Like, we can go into corporate headquarters and go hug our operations manager, our head of underwriting. Who does that? Most people are afraid of those people, and we love all the people we work with. Our appraisal department, whoever it is, these are people that we love working with and really care about our clients and us.
Well, we really care about who we bring to the company. The caliber of their experience and their skill level is top notch, but we also look for people who care and want to serve the customer.
You know, there's also a great divide at most companies between operations and sales. And this one, I think SKYLINE, especially over the last 5 years, has made a significant effort in saying, no, we cannot have that culture where there's the great divide. We must have a combined, uniform culture that all has the common goal in mind. I think we've done a great job.
Yeah, we really believe that operations is an extension of sales. You know, we really work together to do what we say we're going to do.
Yeah.
Well, and I know, like, for our branch is the same thing. We even tell our salespeople that a lot of times they can be a little bit of prima donnas. No, huh, Dave? Never?
That's right. Yeah, not you, Don.
But they can be, and we remind them that how important our staff is. We even tell our sales team that if you guys don't treat our support team correctly, you'll be the first to go. Because it's really hard to find good people, and we're very proud of our culture. Culture is king, and I love that about SKYLINE. And we will not jeopardize our culture here. We have great people here, top to bottom. We always say we don't have one jerk on our crew. They're just great people.
Right, and when we keep people, I mean, people stay here a long time because of that.
Yeah.
Or we could tell a story.
Fadwa's been with the company since like the beginning.
Yeah, or we could tell a story. We left and came back.
You did?
You know, we left and came back. We left in 2012, went and kind of spread our wings for a little while and had a very, very good growing moment, we'll call it, when we left for a couple of years. And ultimately, we just felt like we needed to come home. and this is home to Don and I.
Yeah, it was definitely about the people. We love the
Well, I
people.
joined Skyline because I chose to. So I was with a very large national company back east, and I came here because I wanted to be a part of what Skyline is.
And you have options as a capital, your experience in capital markets, you can go with any company pretty much.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you chose. And now you're taking on even a larger role with sales. How do you feel about that?
I
You
love it.
excited? I heard
I
you're
love
just
it.
excited.
Where else can I do radio?
So now he'll be like, hey, I'll see you guys on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. I'll be there 8:45, and we're like, did anybody invite him?
Well, and you can talk on this, and Dave Brown, who head of sales and does capital markets, how important is product and pricing for us to offer that to our
Well, it's
clients?
essential. So we have a full menu of products, as you guys know, probably over 100 individual products and versions of products. So
Okay, that's 100.
I was going to
That's
say,
100.
our pleasure is Marty's pain, right? The more
That's
products
right.
we want
That's
and we
right.
ask for,
Right.
and Marty goes, how do we service that? How do we sell it? We got to code it. We got to put it in the system. We got to, there's so many things that happen every time we ask for a product release. And I've been at companies where they limit the products because it's easier for operations.
Right.
But I know that here
They
it's
haven't
like,
done that for you, huh, Marty?
No. And while I'll sometimes grit my teeth, and I know it's important for the sales force to be able to offer it to the customers, because every customer is different, and you may need that 101st product.
yeah. No, it absolutely is not one size fits all in this mortgage industry. And I think that's one of the things, actually, that's a good point, that we lost in the meltdown is we had so many products. And I was a broker prior to the meltdown, and I remember almost everybody that came in, you could look at them and say, oh, there's that little bank in Tennessee that does that. And then somebody else would come in, you'd be like, oh, no, I can go to one of the big banks for this. And we used to do that. When everything came crashing down, we were left with 3 products.
Right.
It was Fannie,
That's
Freddie, FHA, and that's it. And so now we're seeing the products starting to widen
Things
again.
are expanding.
Yeah.
Right?
So, but don't be afraid. We're not going back to stated loans.
You believe it or not, our clients they actually qualify for their home loans.
Yeah.
They have to repay. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, I think that is the secret, right? Is that ultimately the biggest difference between now, because I know people are starting to get afraid of affordability. You're seeing the prices rise, seeing interest rates rise. Affordability is a problem. We haven't seen wage inflation quite yet. We're starting to see a little wage inflation. We should see wage inflation. But if we don't, how is everybody going to stay in their homes? Well, at least this time we were very, very prudent, but with income underwriting. More than prudent with income underwriting.
Income and capacity, right? So
Right.
So now you have to have the ability to repay the loan, and before it was fog the mirror, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So a
All
very
right,
big
I
difference.
have to do this. We have a crystal ball here. We have to ask you where you think rates are heading, because right now everybody was worried about rates going up, and now they took a little.
They're either going to go
breather.
up or down, Don.
I knew
Brilliant.
that was coming.
That's why he's in his role and you're in yours,
Oh,
Don.
He's
I know.
100% every time.
Every time.
No, but everyone knows the Fed just raised short-term term rates.
Right.
But often, if you look at the last 3 Fed rate hikes, mortgage rates, or at least fixed rates, actually had come down, and that's what we've seen since the last rate hike, because they can only control short-term rates.
Right.
And most mortgage programs are on the longer end of the curve, 15, 20, 30-year mortgages. And those have actually come down a bit since the last.
Well, what's nice is just so you know, what Dave's kind of alluding to is basically what erodes the value of long-term rates is inflation.
Right.
And by raising interest rates now, short-term wise, it helps
Curb inflation.
hopefully curb inflation so that the value of your bonds, your mortgage-backed securities, stay. That's why we're trying to keep rates down.
Yeah, well, we talked about a couple of those things, right? So one of the problems is you have to have inflation in order to have growth. And we
Right.
didn't have any inflation for 10 years, and it was a problem. So inflation is welcome as long as it's moderate.
Right, as long as it's balanced. So, a balanced rate of inflation is good for everybody.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we have to go.
So soon.
Yeah, I know. See how fast
But
it
we
goes?
just got started.
I know. This is the only time we can actually, as our bosses, just kick you guys out.
Take advantage, write it down, take a picture.
Yes. But we're very pleased. It was very nice. Like I said, here at Skyline Homes, this is how great our company is, that we have our COO of Operations and Risk, easy for me to say, and COO of our Sales and Capital Markets here on our show today to talk about why they love Skyline and why Skyline's different from a lot of our competitors, basically, and why we do what we do.
Yeah, like I said, ultimately we touched on it. We only do one thing, we do it best, and the reason we do it best is because we love the people that work here, and it is a good, nice culture and a great community.
All right, so reach out to us anytime at Skyline Home Loans. You can actually find our local branch here at www.santaclaritahomeloan.com, santaclaritahomeloan.com, and check out our show at donandgino.com. Thank you guys for being part of our
Thanks for
show.
having
Thanks for having us.
Very
All right.
cool.
Well, it's 2017, and Don and I this year said, take action.